This is Robin with Stamp with Dr. Robin. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in beautiful San Diego, California, and I hope this is working. I'm trying something a little bit new and different. I've told you the last few weeks that Facebook changed how we can do lives, and so everything was coming up backwards. So I'm trying something new because I always like to say hi to you guys early on when it's, you can actually see me. And then putting you down. So this time it should work, that things are actually not backwards. So coming to you live today from San Diego, where it's a little blustery. We're supposed to be getting rain later in the week, which is a great thing. And so it was kind of blustery today and in the 50s when I went out for my walk. I think it's maybe a little warmer now. But we're excited that we're going to be getting some rain. So what's going on new with Stampin' Up? This is so weird because I can't see myself because we're going backwards here. Starting at midnight tonight, there will be 2 new kits that look really beautiful. One is kind of a watery, beachy ocean one, and the other one I think is kind of flowery growing vines. I was trying to print out a picture, which is why I started a little bit late, but I couldn't find it. So I don't know where this one person got it that I saw online. But if you go online and go to kits, you're going to see some amazing kits that have everything in them, including a little stamping spot if you need that. Some of the kits don't stamp at all. Everything's just kind of punched out. But they're a great, I used to just say for people starting, but now they're just so beautiful that everybody can use them. Remember also to check the last chance list because there's some great deals happening there. They added some new ones beginning of February, and they will do that every 2 months now until they're gone. And every 2 months, if something's really not selling, they're going to be changing prices too. If you are a demonstrator, right now, tonight even, you can order new from the pre-order, but starting again at midnight tonight, there's new online exclusives coming, and I went over a few of those last week. So if you want to check my last week Facebook Live. One thing also new that Facebook has already started doing is my lives are only going to be on here for 30 days, and then they're going away. But I have like 200 of them saved on my Stamp with Dr. Robin YouTube channel. So if you ever want to go back and look at something, they're on my YouTube channel. And then also remember, after I'm done, I'll go to my blog, stampwithdrrobin.blogspot.com, and you'll be able to get all the measurements and see some more pictures and stuff. Upcoming classes at the Oasis, kind of what I call Senior Center in Rancho Bernardo. I've got 2 classes coming up, March 24th. We're going to be making some floral paper wreaths. The wreaths are about that big, 8 inch, 9 inch, something like that. And we're going to be putting all some pretty flowers on them. And then you can hang them up in your house. And on April 17th, we're going to make some cute little baskets that you can use like for favors at a spring party or Easter, or whatever you want to use them for, and some cards, some pretty spring cards. In terms of classes that you can get either with me on March 23rd or to go, this month it is using the Beautiful Butterflies bundle set suite. I guess it is a suite. And I'll go over that a little bit more in a minute because we're going to be using Beautiful Butterflies. So hopefully you guys can see me okay. Hi Roz, I'm just so excited I'm not upside down. That's what I was worried about. So let me turn you down and see if this is going to work like I expect it to. So I'm hoping you guys can see that. I can actually see it now, which is a good thing. And then I also realized too, doing it this way, I can actually kind of make it, I don't know. Oh, dang, that didn't work. No. Go back. Go back to me. Go back to this. Why did it turn sideways? No. There we go. Okay, obviously it's a little touchy. I'm not going to touch it again because I don't want it to screw up. So this is what we're going to be using today. And for my class, we're going to be making 4 cards. I'll show you some of them. I don't even have them all done now. For the class, get 4 cards. You get half a pack of this beautiful bouquet 6x6 paper that has the bouquet in all sorts of pretty colors. And you get these itty bitty bouquet mix. I almost hate to open up because I start finding it everywhere. But they're just kind of loose sequins and dots and such. And you get a whole package of that. But just when you use it, watch out. It likes to escape. Because in our class, we're going to make a shaker card. We haven't made one of those in a while, but we're going to make this shaker card. And then you'll notice you cut out a butterfly shape there. And it's going to come on card number 2. And then I'm pretty sure another card we're going to use in that class is going to be this beautiful card. And I'll show you all about these little dies here that's going to make that. So now you got a bit of a sneak peek. Like I said, I haven't figured out everything that we're going to be doing. But there's a sneak peek. At least those first 2 we're definitely doing. So this is the beautiful butterflies set. It's on page... got lots of pages, 38 through 41 in the mini catalog. And in this suite, you have what I just showed you, the itty bitty dots, beautiful bouquet 6x6 paper, and then this set. And if you were smart, you got this entire set for, excuse me, not the entire set, the stamp set you could have gotten for free last month as one of your celebration products. Now the other part of, oh good, and it's right side up. I love this time to celebrate. These little dots are adorable. You can see how you can, add in stamping inside there. And all of these, this big butterfly and these 2 little butterflies, you can cut out with the dies. I love this in case you need me, I'm here. This happy birthday is fabulous. It fits really well across the butterflies. So thankful and for you. But really what makes this is the dies that also come with this gorgeous hybrid embossing folder. And if you've never done a hybrid embossing folder, I will show you how that is done. Let me just make sure I have I don't know if I have a 4x4 piece of paper to do that with, but I will. If I don't, I will cut one. Here's one. Good, got one. All right, so we have the hybrid embossing folder, which means you can emboss on it like a normal embossing folder, but it also fits these dies, and the dies kind of lock themselves in really well to cut. See how that, once you get it in, it's kind of locked in to cut out this now embossed butterfly. And I haven't tried it yet, but I kind of assume some of these butterflies, not that one, so maybe not, that you can cut out because you only get half butterflies there. So I guess it's just mainly this big one. And I'll show you how to do that in a minute. And the other thing that's really cool is this butterfly, that it's going to cut out a big one, but you also have this other one that's probably better for cutting out just a plain one. But it does a couple different things. Let me show you in a second, but just finish showing. You got butterflies of 3 sizes, so you got 3 sizes of their little bodies. You got these little word dies and these little separate butterflies. But this one is kind of cool because right here it does not cut. Okay, so you can use this one of 2 ways. You can take a folded piece of paper, run it through with this, and then you get this. Okay, and you can put that on top of a piece of paper. So if you have, say, a piece of cardstock, you can put it like this. They can open up, they can get a message there. Or I cut one like this, just out of that half of one. And then I thought I might just put it in there like this, and you can use that for your writing, and that's your whole card, like right there. The other way that you can use this is you can put it through, I guess it was like this. You can take your half a piece of cardstock and you lay it on, I don't know if you can see, there's some really light lines right here. And you lay that on your fold, on your score line, okay? I don't know if you can see them, they're so fine, but it's like partway down there. So here's my score line, and you see this isn't up against it, it's right there, okay? On that line, and you run it through like this, and what it does is it cuts out like that, and then you take your scissors, take your little snips here, and just go, I'm on the score line, and on both sides, you cut that off. And then you have this really cool piece here that, again, you can take if you want to. So you can take, let me find my little piece that we're going to use later. Take a little piece of DSP, you put that on there like that, and then you can take that little white piece that I showed you that I made and hide it underneath there, and then you can do that, and that's your card, okay? Or, you know, if you don't like that idea, you can just, you know, stamp on this or color on this, and then you can put a piece of paper on the back. So that's just a bunch of different ways to use this really cool thing. Let me show you too, though, if you're going to use it to make this like that, you want to put it all the way up to that line. That's a cutting line. So you want it to cut, it will cut out on that line. When I did it, I found it easier to run it through like this, upside down. And then it'll cut through this whole thing and just give you this. So it's like two different ways, a couple different ways to use that. So let me show you, though, how to use it as a hybrid folder. So what you want to do is you want it with this side, the Stampin' Up side, up. Well, it will be up when you run it through. And then you take this open one, and remember I told you, once you get it set in there, it's not moving, okay? And then you take your piece of paper and fold, whoops, get your hand out of the way, Robin. I'm just putting on the line that they have. That's not straight at all. And then let me actually run it through for you, and you can see how it's going to cut. Now remember, this is I guess it's better to do it like that, 3D embossing folder. So with the 3D embossing folders, you take all this out, and you just have that. I'm actually going to move let's try this one more time, because I want to kind of move the paper over a little bit more. So that butterfly, there we go, is more in the center. And remember, the cutting edge is now down. And some people like to do these separately. Some people don't like to run the cutting part through. They like to do them separately. I don't like to do them separately because it really, you know, if you emboss it and then cut it, you're going to smush out some of your embossing. So isn't that cool? How you have that, and then you can just use this on here. You could, you know, use this as your shaker card, use it on something different. So I think that is just really pretty. And I just love the way that this has like a million different ways to use this same set. Now, the bad news is right now, hey Marie, hi Tammy, oh, we got a lot of people, hi Roz. Right now, the embossing folder and the dies are on back order. They're supposed to come in next week, and I decided to go ahead and do this anyway because last time this embossing folder and dies came through, they were like gone in a second. I mean, they only lasted a few days, and I jumped on it then because I knew I wanted to do this class. So when it comes back in, please jump on it. So today we're going to make something similar to this because I wanted to share the technique of what I did for the back there. And but I'm going to be using some different colors. So the other thing, oh yeah, that I wanted to remind you guys is to remember that we got a new catalog. It's like beginning of May, but everybody who's a demonstrator gets to start ordering like the beginning of April from the new catalog. And with the new catalog, remember, one of the things that happens is we get all 5 new in colors, which is always a fun thing to see what they have in store for us. But the difficult thing for all of us then is we have to say goodbye to 5 old in colors. And the reason I'm talking about that today a little bit is because if there is something you absolutely love and haven't gotten enough of, or want a refill because you just love one of these colors and you can't imagine living without boho blue, for instance, for the rest of your life, then now is the time to think about getting those colors because they start running out at the end of this month. And that means, like for me, I realized I hadn't gotten all my ink refills. And so I actually recently went through and did that, and I was noticing some of these colors, the ink refills are starting to run out. And that's usually the first thing that runs out is the ink refills. And then the cardstock and the inks themselves and the blends and all those things will be gone. So if you can't live without your copper clay, your pebble path, your moody mauve, your boho blue, or your wild wheat, now is the time to get those things that you're missing, as well as, you know, they've been carrying over 1 or 2 of the DSP, but if there's DSP, like from the annual catalog or the catalog we're in right now, actually we're in both of them, the mini catalog, now's the time to do it. And so I was thinking about that, and I decided for this card, for the one we're going to make today, we're going to go back a little bit, back in time, because I hadn't used this in a long time. And this is the Unbounded Beauty paper. And the beautiful thing about this is it has all the in colors from this year, the 25 to 27. And I remember how much I loved it, and I realized this is all I have left. I mean, you're seeing, I'm just glad I could show you at least pieces of all of these ones. I especially love working with these back pieces because I love these. Oh, here's the other one. Just so pretty, just so pretty. The colors are so beautiful. I'm so happy that, you know, I get a little bit longer to use those things. So we are going to use those colors today to remake this card. Okay, so we need to start with the white because this is going to need a little bit of time to dry. And actually I should have done that before I was showing you. That was the plan. The other in colors, but we'll keep going here. So what you need to do this, I did it on this eye block, which we don't have anymore, but you can do it on any block that you want because you can make this any size that you want. But what you need is you need some markers. You absolutely have to use markers. You cannot use blends on this. Why? Because they don't blend with the water. So this is kind of a watercoloring technique. And like I said, you can do this with anything that you want. So what I've got is a Pretty in Pink. And, you know, we're doing a third, a third, a third, but I want it to kind of blend in the middle. So I'm going down a little bit more than a third on there. On the other one I used, I think it was Daffodil, maybe Pool Party and Azure. I can't even remember. And then this is Petunia Pop. And see how I went over, maybe if I do it on here, that's a little easier to see part of it so that it'll blend in. I'm sorry, I just suddenly realized that this block isn't available. If you can get your hands on an eye block, do it. And I'm going from the lightest to the dark so I don't mess up my pens. And this is, which one did I do? Summer Splash. And this piece of basic white is a little under, what did I do? I started with 3 3/4 by 5 and I made it a smidgen smaller. So 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. You can obviously do it any size you want. And then you're gonna take one of our little sprayers and just spray it. I don't want to hold it, and this is just water in my sprayer, up too much because I don't want it to spray all over. And then as fast as I can, and I can make it kind of blend a little bit if I want to, I'm going to just lay it down on here and hold it and try to transfer all that ink. Lift straight up. And isn't that pretty? I mean, basically every time you do this, it's going to look a little bit different. And if it's too gooey for you, because sometimes it'll get a little gooey around the edges, you can get some of it off. I guess it didn't. Hey Beth, where are you watching me from? Anyway, so we're gonna let that dry for just a minute here. And because it is going to take a minute to dry, I think what I'm going to do is, nope, that's not the one I wanted, do the envelope. I know, we usually do this last, but I have a piece that's 2 1/4 by almost 6, so 5 7/8. And what I like to do is put my glue. You can use whatever you want. Try to get it pretty close to the edge. And then I put that on there, making sure I'm right up against. I'm going to turn it this way and you can even see it better. Oh, not right up against. That's why I like the glue. You could move it around a little bit. There we go. Right up against the edge. And then you open it up like this and you can cut off the excess. The other way I've seen people do it is to just, you know, trace around and cut. That's just one more step. The cool thing about this is if you cut too much, you're just cutting off a little teeny bit of the envelope and you can't really even tell. But it's so pretty to have matching envelopes. So isn't that pretty? And especially like right now when we're getting to the end of a season, I suddenly realize, wow, I have a lot of designer series paper all sitting around, and wouldn't it be pretty to make that into something nice? And then here's the inside of this one. I'm kind of doing everything backwards in case you didn't notice. And what I've done for the inside is I've taken another piece of that designer series paper and I cut out one of those little butterflies. So let's put the butterfly back on. And I'm using this as a, you know, it's just going to say hello. So it's basically, it can be anything. And I'm using the tiniest little dots here. So that'll be the inside of our thing. And now, let's see. I want some help from you guys. This is still need to dry a little bit. But you tell me which paper you think is going to be best to be our, oh wait, here's what's going to be underneath that paper, same paper that we used on the envelope. So we can get a more monochromatic card like this. We can get one that is a little bit brighter because it's picking up that summer splash. Or we can get one that is a little softer, picking up the pink. So, vote. Tell me which color you like best for this card. From Australia. I thought you were still in Australia, Beth. Yay for you for getting up or being up at whatever time this is. So what color are we thinking? Oh, I should bring them all back again. What color do we want for this card? First one. I don't have them in order anymore, Tammy. What was first one? First one was monochromatic, I think. I think I had them in this order. We got one vote for Petunia Pop. Any other votes? All right. Tammy wins. Petunia Pop is. All right. So this is a card that's 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. And then this is just 4 by 5 1/4 of one of those pages. The same page that I used to make the other one. To make on the back of the of what's going to be the envelope. Okay. I think this is dry enough now. If not, I have one that I made earlier so that we can use. So you'll notice on the one that I made before, I suddenly realized I had two different kinds of butterflies. So I think this time I'm going to stamp this one in the middle and then this other one on top. And I'm using the Memento Black. And this is a pretty inked up stamp pad today. I'm actually going to use I don't usually use my piercing mat on here, but since want this black to be really dark, I'm going to go ahead and do it. This is how I like to use my black. I just kind of smush it around a little bit, and want something like this that I need to be just really, really dark. I do. And that's a good habit anyway. Look at it really closely and make sure I got it. Oh, that's a good stamp. And then we got this little side butterfly. And it is going to go right here. And then one more with the black one. Now, obviously, you can color these in all those little spots there, and that would look fabulous also. But there are times that we just don't feel like coloring, right, people? And it's just, oh, no, I need that one more time. I'm not sure if this is going to work. And, oh, shoot. I lost my little piece. I think pieces have been flying out on me today. Well, I did have a little piece of the paper, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that's going to work. So I'm just going to get... hopefully this this is about 3/4 of an inch little piece of white. Now, white seems rather dull, doesn't it? Let's find a little piece of, maybe, how about the pink, the pretty in pink? That looks better. Let me get my cutter out and just get, I just want a 3/4 inch piece. And we want to put our hello on here. All right. And then I'm just going to flag the end a little bit. Didn't cut that straight. Doesn't really have to be straight, but it's nice to start out with straight, isn't it? Actually, I'm going to make this smaller. So I just cut up the middle and then cut the sides to meet. And that's not quite the same. And then you play with it a little bit like I'm doing right now to get it to kind of meet in the middle. Didn't do a very good job of making that the middle though. All right, that'll work. All right, I think it's dry enough. We can put the rest of our card together. Let's do the inside. I just love these colors, especially, you know, we went from those kind of, to me, darker, more kind of fall winter colors with the ones that I just showed you that are going away. And then suddenly we have these bright springy colors. You can see, hopefully you can see that this is, you know, when you do spray water on stuff, it does get a little warpy. And, you know, if I had time, one thing to do when that happens is to just stick it under something heavy, whoops, for a little bit. And I guess it's not or, make sure you get enough adhesive on the back and just, I'm going to really hold it in place. And then let's get some dimensionals. I think I'm at the end of my dimensional pack. Make sure that you are using these little end pieces and side pieces and whatever pieces. Cut them all up like I just did. And use them. Oops. All right, so now we have a choice. Let me try to find some other ones. I was going to say I had something out, but now I'm realizing we have other choices, wrong ones. I'm trying to find my different colors. So here's one choice we could use for embellishments. And we had some pink on there we could use. Huh. I was really trying to find was the, oh, there we go. These ones. I think I'm not going to do those. Or the other one is these pink, what are these called? pastel adhesive back sequins that come in the gold, the kind of Coastal Cabana-y, and the pink. So that's one choice. I don't think I like these resin dots because they're not blingy at all. Or we have the In Color Shimmer Gems. And that's our other choice. I was thinking of using these, but now I'm liking these Petunia Pop ones. Let's use those. All right. So obviously these are in all of the colors of the little shimmery gems. Ooh, I like that. That's pretty. So here's our two different ones in our two different color palettes. So we got our blues, yellows, and greens, and more pink and purple, and the Summer Splash. Which one do you guys like better? Oh, you like the sequins. Sorry, Tammy. These are pretty shimmery, though. I'd have to say they're pretty sparkly, but these sequins are nice too. These sequins are a carryover from last year, so it's really fun to kind of still have them and the ability to use them. And you could see from my chopped up little ones, I think that was like 2 different ones worth. But I just love this technique of making an easy background. Here's the one I made earlier today, and you can see that this one has more kind of variation in it. This one came out a little bit more solid. This one has that variation, but every time you do it, it's going to be a little bit different. And I just love these little pretty butterflies everywhere. Butterflies everywhere. So let me try to put this back. This is going to be the hard part because I haven't done this in a while. Hopefully you can still see me. And you guys let me know if you want to be a part of the butterfly class that I have going on March 23rd, either here or I can send it by mail for an extra $10. So let me know, and hopefully see you next Monday, same time, 1 o'clock Pacific time. No idea what time it is with Beth watching in Australia, but have a good week, everybody. Take care. Oh, I don't know how